Good morning everyone, and today I've just been mind blown. I don't know if I've switched timeline, but turns out, any Doctor Who fans out there, turns out there was like Jeffrey Noble instead of Wilfred Mott, and he was played, but I'll just show you. Howard Atfield played Jeff Noble in the Doctor Who television story The Runaway Bride. He was signed to reprise the role during Series 4, but died early in production of the season after filming several scenes for Partners in Crime. His completed scenes were refilmed with Bernard Cribbins playing a different character. Wilfred Mott, the icon, the footage was later included on the DVD release of Series 4. And there's a picture of him. I've watched Doctor Who since 2005. This happened in 2008. I even was shot in 2007. Tell me how, 20 years later basically, I still have not heard of this until now. It's as if I am timeline jumping. It's honestly surreal. It's even stranger that like literally today, I saw this video suggested, clicked it, and like it just brought attention to this thing. So I have just watched the season 4 box set, and if you want to know where the original shot footage is, it's on this disc. Like, that's just so bizarre, seeing a different character entirely. You would think that I would be aware of this, but you know, I'm learning about insane, mind-blowing things like that have apparently always existed. And it really does make me think that I'm timeline jumping here. It really does seem possible in the 3D that, you know, you can timeline jump to something like, oh, the BBC never actually destroyed all those episodes of Doctor Who. Perhaps this is what people mean by that. You have to look back and not forward. Scrolling on YouTube and just getting like a trailer one day for an entire recovered story and like, yeah, we got it. But what if it doesn't do that at all, and turns out we just find out that the story released years back? Like, that's a possibility, and it's bizarre to me. This is another thing too. Like, if you remember this card game, honestly, you're a legend. Class 8, that must have been so many years ago. But I've got like this book. I've combined stuff from like other card Doctor Who things, but you know, Battles in Time. I've got like so many like really good cards here. This is like super rare. Do I have any ultra rares? I think they're called. It's really hard to see through the camera. Does Dalek Blaster count as an ultra rare? According to this eBay entry, which is probably sold by now, let's be honest, this is old. It is an ultra rare. Would I end up collecting these again? It would really depend, because, you know, I've shown you a book of like the rarest cards that I've got. The amount of cards I have, if you look down, there's so many common cards. I've got like, this is just like one of the ones I picked up, but yeah, I've also got like Pokemon ones, which, you know, I don't know, this was a gift. I don't collect Pokemon cards, really. I do have a few of them because, you know, I was like, oh, I might as well. I've been gifted stuff. I think McDonald's had this thing where they were giving out Pokemon cards for a new generation. But, you know, I haven't been in touch with Pokemon since Gen 4. Gen 4 is just amazing, isn't it? Just returned back from the gym at 4 p.m. It's definitely busier than the times I normally go. And I don't know if I want to do this. If the times go back to normal, I'm probably not going to turn up at 4 because I am so tired. That at the time of like, oh, the gym's open, time to go, walk up and stuff, I just wasn't feeling it. But, you know, I pushed through, got my chest workout done. Heck yeah. And also the screens normally play stuff like the news and things. This time around, 3 of them had movies on that I recognised. One was Pirates of the Caribbean, one was Back to the Future, and one was E.T. I think it's important telling you the clips that I saw. Pirates of the Caribbean, it was the scene where they were all like in this kind of like cage ball thing. They were like swinging like side to side to get out of it. Back to the Future was the scene where Marty travelled back in time and Doc Brown from the past was helping to gather the power for Marty to get back to the present with that clock tower strike or whatever, I don't know. And E.T. was when Elliot went to save E.T. from when he was contained or whatever. Every single one of those has a Lego game, or at least like 2 of them were released in Lego Dimensions. So is that a connection? Because, you know, I'm watching a ton of shows related to Lego Dimensions, so I can just finally understand all the Easter eggs. Today I'm watching World Enough in Time and the Doctor Falls. I used to be so desperate for things to happen now that I've just kind of just accepted the reality, well, whatever the circumstances of my reality are, because, you know, I'm pretty confident the universe is working in my favour. It's everything around me, outside of me, is kind of like a reflection of what's inside me. It's important to have faith as well. And I have faith that the universe is just kind of orchestrating things perfectly for me to become the person I need to be. Because, you know, in these times of like, there's me asking the universe for something, like, hey, I want that. That would be amazing. I can't wait to do that. And there's just dead silence. There's no response. And like, that can really, really make or break a person. But I don't even know if I could even count the power of the Daleks, the new clips from 5 years ago, as like a manifest. Because I didn't know about it until 5 years after it released. So like, did that change the past? Am I going to change more of the past and just find out, oh, hey, more of this really cool thing has just changed my reality, not in the present, but in the past? I don't know. But I'm finding my mental strength just rising. It's like insane. Like, I'm allowing myself moments, like earlier today, basically last night, I kind of got interrupted mid-sleep and, you know, I couldn't get back to sleep. So, didn't have as much energy, and I was really feeling it today, especially like when I had to get ready for the gym. I had to go over to the gym, do the chest workout, come back, and I was just, Earlier today, I felt this wave of sadness, and, you know, instead of me going, oh, it's fine, push that to the side, I have to just live in the wish fulfilled, everything's fine, just feel happy all the time, I was like, okay, this is not how we're going to live my life. If I am to live for the next 40, 50, 60, 70, maybe even 80, I'll live to my 100 plus years. But we're not going to just put on an act the whole time. If I need to feel a certain emotion, if that emotion comes up, if that's presented to me by the universe, I'm going to channel whatever energy I'm given. And I just let myself feel sad, and I feel much better now. People on this spiritual journey find that they have a lot of tests and challenges and things where we're being built up to handle much more difficult things. So we kind of have to be put in uncomfortable situations, and that can lead to negative energy. And yeah, in these situations, I'm just going to allow myself to respond whatever way I do. I felt angry earlier today. Channel anger, that got me through the gym session. I've also previously had a mindset of like, oh, but what if I'm missing something? What if I'm doing something wrong I could improve upon and then get my manifests even faster? But I've since kind of like, it's just silly to think that way. And, you know, I choose not to believe that, you know, I'm making all the wrong choices. But, you know, it doesn't even matter if I reach the end of my life and I don't get these manifests. It's just having faith that, you know, the actions that I'm taking are aligning with my way of thinking, and I am being guided by the universe to be the most efficient version of myself, to raise my frequency and reach the manifests I'm focused on. So yeah, And I'm finding myself just accepting whatever is in the 3D currently, even if like, oh, I want to watch Marco Polo. I mean, I've switched my mindset about 8 months ago. Have I received anything? I mean, I've received some AI reconstructions and stuff, which, you know, I don't really like AI, but, you know, there's been some pretty good ones. But yeah, there's the clip from The Edge of Destruction, the previous story that leads into Marco Polo. So there's that clip, and right at the end, apparently there's a slight fragment or snippet of, you know, the TARDIS leaving. And that's all we have, apart from the original audio, which, you know, that in itself is really good. We've got the telesnaps, but for like actual clips, we're seriously lacking. I don't know, Feast of Stephen is not necessarily one of the best episodes, but it is so chaotic. Because they knew that no one was really watching on Christmas Day and they kind of had to do a filler episode, they just went all out with creativity. It was like Power of the Daleks, the first second Doctor story, straight after Regenerating. Then there's 10th Planet with the last episode missing. That's when like the first Doctor regenerates. You know, it does make sense to me. How could episode 1, 2 and 3 of 10th Planet survive and not the most vital episode? I mean, there was a Blue Peter episode that had the episode and it included the clip of the regeneration scene, and that's how that survived. And you're gonna tell me that they just decided, let's just throw away the rest of the episode? It doesn't make sense. There's so many things with this current reality, the 3D, implying that these things are lost that don't make sense to me. And the only thing that makes sense to me is that these things are this way because of my energy. How I did not have focus, I did not have detachment and things. And over the years, I got way too attached to, oh, I better want Marco Polo, etc. And now I'm like, they're not necessary for my enjoyment and happiness, fulfillment to get through my days. They're just a sort of pastime. They're a bit of a challenge I've taken on. But I live in hope. I live in a way where I'm just like, I'm cool if they don't turn up today. And, you know, they could surprise me. For all I know, the ways that I've been thinking and like, oh, I predict that this is where I need to look in order to get it to appear. But yeah, there was also that tactic said by other law of attraction people where you're like, if you're looking for it, then you are just going to attract more looking. But you know, I don't know. Maybe I stop looking for it, or at least allow the universe to provide me really cool things throughout the day. Like maybe at the start, maybe at the end. But beyond that, I really shouldn't be spamming. I can't lie, maybe I've been a bit too fast recently, where I've just been scrolling on YouTube. I've been consistently watching TV shows and things. I've been watching like 2 episodes of Doctor Who a day. I've been watching those Lego Dimension IP TV shows, which, you know, that's gonna take me probably 2026, the entire year, to get through. But I'm grateful for a lot of things. And, you know, by the time I get through it, or even before that, they'll probably announce Lego Dimensions 2, or at least a sort of spiritual successor, would you call it? And, you know, even more IPs. What if they have Lego Pokemon and I have to watch that entire franchise? Oh my. That would probably take me yet another year just to watch Pokemon. Yeah, but I have been going a little too fast, and I think I need to take a step back into myself and just sort of find peace in like delayed gratification, I think it's called. Turns out I was right, and Google says it in a really good way. The ability to resist an immediate smaller reward to achieve a more valuable larger reward later. That's pretty good. Yeah, and I can see why that would be useful. Because, you know, I'm not just attracting like, oh, let me just scroll through a ton of absolute kind of mediocre content just to get to the larger stuff, when in actual reality I may be using too much power. I mean, when I got that Feast of Stephen set recreation, I specifically searched Doctor Who missing and it appeared immediately, basically. So I don't know, maybe I need to have more calculated decisions. Well, I forgot to record this last night, so if you got this far, put door in the comments. Anyways, I love you all. I hope you have a good day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.